You might think we're crazy, but we are cutting up our Defender so we can install the mud stuff dash console in our Land Rover 90.
Has put in our mud stuff radio dash, whatever you want to call it, kit. This is going to allow us to cut in for a stereo. The owner of this particular vehicle, that's as far as they want us to go, is install this and put the stereo in and a couple of speakers. So we're not going to do the cutout up here or here or here. We may use one of these for a cigarette lighter, we're not sure yet. But the upper piece here, I've seen where people have put gauges here, or light switches. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do here. One of the things that's great about this is they have not cut any of the holes out, so you get to customize this the way that you want to. You can actually put a single DIN stereo here, which gives you room to put maybe your CB radio or your GMRS radio or little ham radio, whatever it is that you use when you're out riding around. As well as you could do that up here and put a single DIN radio here. You could put a single DIN radio here and put your switches here, and you could put a double DIN radio here, which is actually what we're going to do. We're going to put a modern double DIN radio in that has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and all that kind of stuff. Now remember, the owner doesn't want us to go very far with this. They're not, 100% sure what direction they're going to go with this vehicle once they take ownership of it. So all we're going to do is install the radio, and we're going to let them decide if they want to do the backup camera and all of those kind of things that do come with the stereo that we bought. For now though, what we need to do is fit this panel into the dash where it goes, so that we can then come back and cut out what we have. So in our kit we have some parts. Parts are good. We have hardware. Hardware's good. And we've got a really good set of instructions to help us go through and put this in. So I'm going to get started and try not to miss a step as I go. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to fit our piece. We want to make sure we don't try to fit it upside down, because that looks goofy. But we want to fit it the proper way up. You have some options. You can move it left, you can move it right. We're going to eyeball about where center is, and we're going to go with that. Now, the first thing that you do is take your pencil. I'm going to say the first thing a bunch of times, because every time I start a new step on this, the first thing you do in that step. But right now what we want to do is just mark the edge of where this panel fits. Okay. Now that I have that marked, the next thing that you're supposed to do is measure over 20 millimeters. Now, you may use millimeters if you're watching this video, but I'm imagining most of the people who are watching me are probably from the US, and we don't use millimeters too often. So the conversion for that is like 0.78 or something. So we're going to use 3/4. So what we want to do is measure in from our lines 3/4 of an inch, which is right there. There's 3/4. Come over here. There's your 3/4 there. And then we're going to do it at the bottom of each line too, so that we've got something that we can use as a reference to make a straight line. Now, the next thing you're supposed to do is take your straight edge, mark. I really would like to remove this trim, but I've got to cut through this trim if we're going to have it on there, so might as well let it stay. So we go to our 2 lines that we made, we line this up. Obviously, we are 3/4 of an inch in from the side of the dash piece that we're going to put in. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to make sure that we cut enough out so that when we put our piece in, we put our stereo in, that it fits. Whenever somebody wants to come back and put switches or anything like that in, they're going to fit, and we've removed everything that we need to from the dash in order for that to happen. So let's go ahead and mark the other side. Got us a mark. Here. All right, the next step is we need to mark across the bottom. It's nice of them to give us these these straight edges right here. I think what I'm going to do is remove this little aluminum panel. I don't believe that panel's gone, and that's actually kind of cool because now you can see if that GoPro there is picking it up. You can see there's a little lip across here made out of metal. We don't want to cut that. We want to cut just across the top of it over to our 2 lines. So let's use our straight edge. It is already cut for us because this hole is the size that it is. It is already cut for us across the front. So we just got to get these little insides over here. That should be just right. And then it should cover every bit of that. Awesome. So I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but I actually think this is going to work. Now, I've seen a couple different ways of trimming this down, and I think the way that I like the best is the grinder. I tell you what, anytime I go to cutting into something like this, I almost really do want to just say a little prayer, because you don't know what's going to happen sometimes, and you really don't want to mess something up. But this is the life we chose. Okay, let's say we are deburred. Now, let's see how the plastic piece fits. Alright, crude, ugly opening. Look at that, like a glove. It's gonna be beautiful. Alright. Next step is the back piece. This is the piece that goes in the back. That's why it's called the back piece. Alright. So it goes here. And the way everybody does it is they kind of line it up eyeball style. piece. All right. Let's see if it tells me which one goes on which side, because that'll make it a lot easier for me to figure out how to line it up. That's the reason why you look at the instructions. This piece actually goes. Goes like this. Oh, look, and there's holes that line up when you do that. That's pretty cool. You gotta like it when there's holes that line up when you do stuff. When holes don't line up, that's when you start having problems. And that fits in like that. That goes over the top of it. Just like that. Just like that. The other piece. Go in. Piece of trim is right here. Nobody likes that piece of trim. God, that looks. Now it looks. Now it looks like down there. All right. So here's another place where we're going to do a metric conversion. Now the instructions call for a 3.5 millimeter hole. It's basically a 16th. Sixteenth's really small. There we go. We got us a 16th drill bit. So we're going to come in here and we're going to mark this hole. Pull everything out. And we're going to drill a hole. Oh, well, we were going to drill a hole, except I don't think. Oh, we need a hole right here. And the drill bit broke. That's awesome. Here's the show. Even doing stuff that should be easy sometimes doesn't want to be easy. Alright, that should work. So let's mark this other side. Drill a hole here. So the drill bit seems to be the right size. Use the half that's not broken. And try to drill the rest of our holes that we need. Screw. In this bag are a whole bunch of screws. 2 of them are longer than the others. And also ask for a 4.5 millimeter drill bit, which if you're looking for a 4.5 millimeter drill bit and you're in America, you can use a 16th again. Or I guess in our case, 3/32, I think is what I'm using. Oh, no, that's the wrong one again. Look. There's like 9 or 10 little short ones in there, and every time I go in the bag, I pull out one of the 2 long ones. Okay. These ends. There you go. Said these just go into plastic, so there's no reason to drill holes. Just run them in where they go. So that's what we're doing. We're running them in where they go. This side. Tight. Okay. Yeah, our mounting is in. Okay, now we're to a spot where you do have to drill some holes again. Okay. So what you're gonna do here, you're gonna place this guy where it goes, but you're gonna do it on the outside. You can slide it over and get you a mark right there and a mark right there, and this is the 2 holes in the bracket, and then we're going to take it and we're going to go on the outside of that bracket and come over here and not be able to get to what we're trying to mark. So where there is a will, there will always be a way. So, mark that. Mark that. We can see our marks. Feel like they should line up better. Let's do that again. They end up in the same place every time. Okay. Just to be on the safe side, let's check this one where it's gonna be. Or a mark them. Mark bar. There. It ends up in the same place. Okay. So now, we drill holes again. This time though, we have some backing. So we're going to go ahead and use our step bit. Drill these. Fine right there. Alright, I'm gonna use this as a tray and dump all this hardware out. Got these little clips here. Fit over the hole. You want to make sure that all the protrusions in your clips go to the inside and the flat side is to the outside. Because if the flat side is to the outside, it's going to make it a whole lot easier for you to get this thing in. Alright, there's 2 more screws that I need to put in the top right here. And I think I want to go ahead and do that before we finish fixing that. So let's get a nice spot. Our stuff's not going to roll away. Let's go ahead and put those 2 screws in now. Screw number 1. And these are self-tapping screws. They don't look like self-tapping screws really, but they're super sharp on the end. You poke into this plastic very well. Okay. Now, this guy. Just like that. Just like that. We take a couple screws. So. Started. Got that one started. Got the longest screwdriver that I own. Coming down here, and they don't give you in this thing to tell you where to put them, so we're going to line them up with that. We're going to use our American 3.5 millimeter or 4.5 millimeter drill bit. So we're going to go right here. That we broke our bit. See if it'll hold. Break it in. Send it kind.
sliders because they don't need to be. But there we go. Screw and hole. Now we'll put the screw in the sole.
Here it is. Looking good. Looking tough. Ready for a stereo.